Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I am your teacher, Dr. Khurram Shehzad. Today I intend to make an introductory video on semantics. In this video, I will be talking about different types of meanings. Semantics is the study of meaning. Semantics is the study of meaning in language. Some other authors have defined semantics in a little bit different way. So Said says, semantics is the study of meaning communicated through language. Of course, we human beings, we interact with other human beings. And human beings, they live in the society. So we are social animals. And we have got feelings and emotions, ideas, information, instructions to give to the other people. So when we interact with the other people, we make use of the language. So there is sign and the symbols. They are involved and we make use of them. For example, we have already read that there is signifier and there is signified. So the word mobile is signifier and the object mobile is signified. The word book is signifier and the object book is signified. Okay, so when they are combined together, we get a word or a sign or a symbol. On the roads, we find different kinds of symbols and they have got different kinds of meanings. For example, sometimes there are some natural symbols, natural meanings, natural things, they convey meaning, and sometimes there are some unnatural things, they also convey different kinds of meanings. If there are certain scars on the hands of a person, it shows that there is some kind of disease. And same is the case, you are teaching or I am teaching in the classroom, and if the bell rings, so it is an unnatural sign that the period is over. Everything that we speak, it has got meanings. Semantics deals with meaning making process. Remember, semantics is the part of linguistics that is concerned with meaning. Loebner. Now, linguistics is already a scientific study of language. Semantics is the scientific study of meaning. So we need to understand that how meanings are produced. Sometimes we conceive certain ideas, certain things, some events in our mind. And then we make use of these vocal cords and produce sounds. So these sounds make sense to us because we understand these sounds and we understand this language. And if some Chinese or some Japanese or some other, person who speaks his or her language, and we are unable to understand that language, it will become a kind of noise. So when these noises, they are traveling in the air, they reach the ears of the other person. And then from ears, these sounds go to the mind. Again, the person decodes those sounds and tries to understand the meaning. These vocal noises are then emitted and are heard by a second person, the hearer, who translates these noises back into the ideas, with the result being that the hearer somehow knows what the first person had in mind. So once the ideas are communicated through language and the person decodes those ideas, those sounds, and understands the meaning of those sounds, then the hearer speaks the sentence and the hearer becomes the speaker and the first speaker becomes the hearer. So this is how the communication goes on between the people. So types of meanings. Some scars on the hand, natural meaning. The bell rings, okay, so this is non-natural meaning. Geoffrey Leach in his book talks about 7 kinds of meanings. Before Geoffrey Leach, what comes to my mind is, usually the students who study literary theory, they come across the book Seven Types of Ambiguity. So I believe that this person, Geoffrey Leach, has taken these ideas from 7 types of meaning or ambiguity. So usually ambiguity is created because of the meanings. There are 2 broader categories of meanings: conceptual meaning and associative meanings. And then associative meanings, they are further categorized into 6 different types. So here are the 6 types of meanings: conceptual, connotative, social, affective or emotive meaning, reflected meaning, collocative meaning, and thematic meaning. So now one by one, I will be explaining them with the help of examples. The first type of meaning is called conceptual meaning. It is also called denotative or cognitive meaning. They are also called dictionary meaning. If we ask someone that what is meant by a word man, so you look into the dictionary. So the dictionary will define that a male adult person, human being. Okay? But when I asked students that what is meant by the word man, so somebody said that a person who has got lot of power, manly, strong, so it means strength is there. Somebody said that cold-hearted. So you can add as many meanings as you like because they are associative meanings. Dictionary is not explaining those meanings. Dictionary will only talk about a dog, for example, that an animal, it has got 4 legs and a small tail. So this is how dictionary will define the word dog. But in the context of Pakistan, people, when they talk about dogs, so dogs are considered something which is dirty. It is not pure. Even in, in words like abusive words, dog is used. So the word kutta in Urdu language is considered something bad. And even it is an abusive language when you call somebody a dog. Another word, for example, we have got pig. So again, pig is considered bad in the context of Pakistan. So people will not like this word. Even there is an idea, people will say that you should not say it in Urdu because your mouth will become dirty. Though I do not want to go into the detail, but there are people who eat pig. There are people who eat snake. So the dictionary is not going to define the word pig saying that it is dirty. So this meaning, the meaning of dirt is attached with the word pig. So it is social meaning. It is associative meaning, which is acquired in a particular context, which is acquired in a particular society. It is not there in the dictionary. But conceptual meanings are denotative meanings. They are the dictionary meanings. Dictionary meaning are stable. They are usually constant and they do not get changed so frequently. Though some words, they do change their meaning if the people, they keep on using it in a different meaning. Later on, I will be giving you the example from the context of Wordsworth and how that word gay is used in the present context, 21st century. So conceptual meanings are logical, cognitive, denotative, or dictionary meanings. They are stable. They are concerned with the relationship between a word and the thing it denotes or refers to. So conceptual meanings are stable. They are there in the mind. They are there in the dictionary. And all the dictionaries, Webster, Longman, Oxford, they will talk about in the same way. But associative meanings are different meanings. Okay? So they vary from culture to culture. They vary from society to society. So age, gender, sex, status of the person, All these things play a very important role when we talk about associative meanings. The second type of meaning is called connotative meanings. The communicative value an expression has by virtue of what it refers to, communicative value, and over and above its purely conceptual content. A multitude of additional non-criterial properties, including not only physical characteristics but also psychological and social properties, as well as typical features. Okay, so then that word will have a connotative meaning. For example, woman, usually when I asked even in the classroom today that how will you define the word woman, so some of the girls, they say that she is emotional, that she is, it means not stable. But after the discussion, some of the students, they also added the word cleverness. They said that they are clever. But again, the dictionary is not defining in these terms the word woman. So these are the meanings, connotations that the word acquires because of its use in a particular society. It involves real world experience one associates with an expression when one uses or hears it. And these meanings are unstable. For example, we have got word like diesel, and people, they use it for someone. We have got words like fitna. We have got words like ganje. We have got words like, chor. And these are the part and parcel of the discourses of some of the political leaders. And they attach these meanings with certain words. And people automatically come to know that who is being talked about. They are unstable. They vary considerably according to culture, historical period, and the experience of the individual. Any characteristic of the referent identified subjectively or objectively, usually they are subjective meanings, personal meanings, which are attached with the word, may contribute to the connotative meanings of the expression which denotes it. Social meanings. What a piece of language conveys about the social circumstances of its use. So here dialect plays a very important role. We come to know a person through his or her pronunciation, that what kind of dialect he or she is speaking, and then what kind of word he or she is using, and what kind of meaning he or she is attaching with that particular word. For example, we have got a word like basket, or we put breads, or a loaf of breads, loaves of bread in it. Okay, chinger, this is the word that we usually use. But in some other regions, people will use the word chaba and chabbi and things like that. Okay, so they are attaching social meanings with this word. So same is the case these days. Instead of the word cat, people are using catto, and dog, people are using doggy. So cat or dog, they are not going to fight with us. Time, the language of the 18th century. Province, language of law, of science, of advertising. All these things play a very important role in giving meaning to a particular word. Status, political, colloquial or slang. Modality, language of memoranda, lectures, jokes. So usually we say lectures will be academic. Academic language will be used. Singularity, the style of Dickens. Okay, so social meanings are attached. For example, as I told you, the word gay. So Wordsworth makes use of this word in the sense of happiness or happy. But these days, this word is used for homosexuality. So sometimes, historically, with the period of time, words, they change their meaning. Domicile, very formal, official. So domicile is very formal, residence is formal, abode is poetic, and home is general. So this is how people make use of these words. Steed is poetic, horse is general, nag is quite slang, and Gigi baby language. Affective meaning, they are also called emotive meaning. reflecting the personal feelings of the speaker, including his attitude to the listener or his attitude to something he is talking about. So it depends that who the speaker is speaking with. What is the relationship of the speaker with a particular person, with the hearer, and what kind of language you are making use of. So words like Janu, words like dearie, words like mere pyare, my dear friend, they are giving us affective meaning, emotive meaning. You are a vicious tyrant and villainous reprobate, and I hate you for it. So affective meanings are involved in this sentence. I am terribly sorry to interrupt, but I wonder if you would be so kind as to lower your voices a little, or will you belt up? So keeping in mind the kind of relationship the speaker is enjoying with the listener or the hearer, the speaker makes use of different kinds of words and the meanings that they carry. Reflected meaning. It arises in cases of multiple conceptual meanings when one sense of a word forms part of our response to another sense. Many taboo terms are a result of this. There are many taboo terms. I will not be giving you the example of so many words because these days they are used in sexual literature. For example, the word intercourse, it has got different meanings as well, but in the context of sexual literature, it has got particular meanings. So people do not use it in the sense of communication these days. So sometimes when one meaning becomes very prominent, it pushes the meaning of the other meaning of the word to the border. And in this way, only one meaning, they stay, it stays with that particular word. So even in Urdu, for example, the word, for example, we have gashti, gashti marasla, it's not a bad word, but the word gashti is very bad and it has got negative connotations in the use in the context of Pakistan. So same is the word bhundi karna. This term was coined in our city Lahore. So usually with wasp, people used to call it in Punjabi bhundi, but now it has become a verb and colloquially or in slang terms, it is being used these days. So many taboo terms, they have got other meanings as well, but because of their particular use now, these days they are used only in one sense. So taboo terms are usually reflected meanings. Collocative meanings, association of a word which acquires on account of the meanings of words which tend to occur in its environment. There are certain words, they always come together like pretty and handsome. So for example, we have got handsome boy and pretty girl or beautiful girl. So these words, they always co-occur. So they give collocative meanings. Lastly, or the seventh type of meaning is thematic meaning. It depends on how the speaker is making use of the language. In active voice or passive voice, something which is coming in the beginning of the sentence, it means that the author is focusing on that particular word and bringing it in the beginning. It means the author is giving focus. The author is focusing on that particular aspect of the sentence. And when something is in the beginning, it is prominent, so that is thematic meaning. What is communicated by the way in which a speaker or writer organizes the message in terms of ordering, focus and emphasis. Mrs. Bessie Smith donated the first prize. So here Mrs. Bessie, she is very important. That is why she is being brought in the beginning of the sentence. So focus of the sentence is on Mrs. Bessie, that who did something. The first prize was donated by Mrs. Bessie. Here the first prize is coming in the beginning of the sentence. So focus is on the first prize. What she gave, what Mrs. Bessie gave. So focus is on the prize now. So when you change the order of the sentence or you bring something in the beginning of the sentence, it means you are putting emphasis on it. It means it is very important to the author. That is why the author is bringing it in the beginning of the sentence. They stopped at the end of the corridor. So they are very important. At the end of the corridor, they stopped. So there is something important with at the end of the corridor. So dear students, in today's video, I have talked about 7 types of meanings. Basically, there are 2 broader terms, conceptual meaning and associative meanings. Associative meanings are further divided into 6 different categories. And because they are associative meanings, there can be social meanings, reflected meanings, okay, affective meanings. So these meanings are attached by the people while living in the society. So society or people, they are attaching different kinds of meanings to that particular word. Thank you very much.